What's up, guys? This is going to be a test review, and the test is, I think it's like only 5 or 6 problems. So you're simplifying square roots. Now, again, going to your calculator is not simplifying. That is totally wrong, okay? The only thing you should be using your calculator for is to divide and multiply, okay? Use your multiplication chart. So again, we know that my square roots, again, we know where we're looking at. Right there. Okay, that's crappy. Looks like crap, but that's fine. Now, simple at the beginning. There's no really operations you have, okay? So you just see if 98's in the bubble. And if it's not, which it's not, you put divided by. And you start dividing by the first number that's less than 98, 81. Didn't work, hit the up key and just replace your 81 with the 64. Didn't work, hit the up key, replace it with 49. Okay, I got 2. So I make 2 square root. First off, check the front of the square root and see if there's a number there. There's not, so I just make my 2 square roots, and I put 49 and 2. Now again, we always have to ditch the first square root because that can be rewritten as a number. And what number times itself is 49? Well, it looks like it's 7 and 7. And there's no number here I have to multiply the 7 by, so I have my answer, 7 square root 2. Okay, 150. I don't see 150, so I put divided by, and I start dividing. 150. I'd start with 144. Didn't work. Go up to 121. Didn't work. Go up to 100. Didn't work. Now you're into the double digits, so you just delete the 1. Okay. Then 81. Didn't work. Now 64. Didn't work. You got to be patient when doing this. 36. 25. I think that one's going to work. Okay. Good. Now before I write my 2 square roots, I check the front of the square root. I see nothing, so I just make my 2 square roots. 25, 6. So again, we always rewrite the first square root because the square root of 25 would be 5. So that's your answer, 5 square roots of 6. Okay, the next page, square root of 18. Again, not there. So divide. Okay, start with 16. Don't have very far to go. And then 9. Just delete the 1 and just go 9. Okay, I got that to work. Now check the front of the square root. Oh, I see a 5 there. So I need to write 5 first, then my 2 square roots. And then 9, 2. Rewrite the 18 as 9 times 2. Now again, we always need to ditch the first square root because that is rewritten as its equal of 3. Okay, now again, what do? We take the 3 times the 5, and the answer is 15. 5 times 3, 15, with square roots of 2. Okay, 80. I'm not seeing an 80 there. So I'd start with 64, put the divide by. I put the divide by so I know how to punch it in, because it's always 80 divided by 49, it's not working out. 36, not working out. 25, not working out. Okay, 16's a winner. So again, you got the 7 in front, so you need to carry that out. Make sure you keep your eye peeled for that. And you rewrite the 80 as 16 by 5. And again, you always rewrite the square root of 16 as 4 because it equals 4. Okay, 4 times 7 is 28. And put the square root of 5 behind your 28. Okay, now you start some problems where you got operations you need to execute. So the dot, again, that means an operation. It means multiplication. Multiplication has 3 steps. It's a 3-step procedure. Okay, so remember that. You don't need the table. The little table is for addition. Okay, this is multiplication. So circle the outsides and times those, multiply those numbers together. So we got 8 times 6, which would be 48. Then cross those out, and you make a square root, and you multiply 2 times 6, which is 12. Now you're exactly to where you were on these problems. You're doing the same thing. So you see if 12 is in the perfect square bubble. It's not, so I put divided by. And then I see if 12 is divisible by 9. It's not. By 4, winner. So you do have a 48 that you just drop. Then you rewrite this as 2 square roots. Okay? You're going instead of next to it, you just go below it. And then you rewrite that as 4, 3. Now again, you always delete the first one and replace that with 2. So you need to take your 2 times 48 now. All these problems, you should end up with an answer where you have a number not in a square root and then a number that is in a square root. 96 square roots of 3. Okay, my next problem. 9 square root of 3 times 9 square root of 15. So again, the multiplication operation is 3. Again, whenever I have that. So first I look at the outsides. 9 times 9 is 81. Then I make a square. I cross out the 9s, and I take 3 times 15. Okay? And 3 multiplied by 15 is 45. Okay, now remember the numbers in the square root. You see if 45 is on here, it's not, so we got to divide that. So I start dividing. First number lower than 45 is 36. Okay, that was a fail. 25, nope. 16, nope. Again, just delete the 1 and then 9. Okay, this is divisible by 9. So again, I have an 81 in front, so I just write that down before writing my 2 square roots. And I'm just rewriting 49 as 9 times 5, but they're in the square roots. Okay, we need to always replace the first square root, rewrite it with its integer equal 3. And I take 81 times 3, and that would be 243. So it'd be 243, and I just put the square root of roots of 5 behind that. Okay, next one. Again, all these are multiplication until we get to the next page. So again, I take 3 and 4, just focus on those, and that's 12. Then I open a square root, and I take 3 times 18. Okay, and that's 54. Okay, so I want to see what 54 can maybe divide by. It's not on the list, so I start dividing. So 54 by 49, that does not work very well. 36, nope. 25, nope. 16, nope. 9, delete 9, there you go, 6. Okay, so again, you got a 12 as a coefficient in front. You just drop that before writing your 2 square roots. And you're going to rewrite 54 as 9 by 6. Okay, but again, one thing I see people do, some of you doing, you don't take 12 times 9. You got to remember to replace the square root of 9 with its integer equal, which is 3. And then 3 gets multiplied by 12. That's 36 with a square root of 6. Okay, last one of these. We have 10 with a square root of 5 times 2 with a square root of 10. So again, it's a three-step procedure to multiply square roots together. So again, first I keep my eye peeled for the outsides. 10 times 2 is 20. And cross those out. And then I take 5 times 10, which is 50. Okay, now simplifying the square root of 50. 50 is not in the perfect square bubble, so I need to divide here. And I start 50 divided by 49. Nope. 36. Okay, boom. Okay, so again, 20 is dropped. Now rewrite that as 25, 2. Okay, so the square root of 25 is replaced with its equal of 5. Remember, you don't take 20 times 25. That needs to be replaced with 5. And then 5 gets times multiplied by 20. And 20 times 5 is 100. So it's 100 square roots of 2. All right, and then the last thing that you have to know for this little, I don't even want to call it a test, it's just an assessment. I need some assessments in my grade book for this, okay, before we, you already know what the final is, but I need some grades in before that. Okay, now the game changes with addition. Okay, now addition is when you need the table, because you can't do any operating until the numbers under these square roots are the same. And right now I see 18 and 50. Those obviously are not the same number. So I put 8 square root 18, and then 6 square root 50, and I just do one of them at a time. Don't worry about the other one until the other one's done. So the square root of 18, not in the bubble, so I divide. Okay. So is 18 divisible by 16? Now. By 9? Yes. So again, we have an 8 in front, so before you write the square roots, it's very important that that 8 is dropped in front, and then we rewrite 18 as 9, 2 in the square root. So once again, you don't take 8 times 9. You need to replace the square root of 9 with 3. And then I take 3 times 8. That's 24. And I put square root of 2. Okay, now here 50. Not there, so I divide. So divide by 49 isn't going to work. I'll show you. 36, 25, winner, winner, chicken dinner. So again, the 6 is dropped, and before you rewrite the square root, you got to keep your eye peeled for that number in front before you just write it. You have 25 by 2. Once again, you've got to replace the first square root, because that is replaced. The square root of 25 is 5. And then 5 gets times by 6. That's 30 square root 2. Now, look at what we have here. I make my square root, and what's the same? Square root of 2. So don't add the 2's. You got them the same, so you can keep them the same. But we add the outsides. Okay, we plus those. 24 adding plus 30. I'll put plus instead of add. 24 plus 30 is 54. Boom. Okay, now another plus problem. So again, table. So I need to simplify each expression, hoping that we end up with the common number under there. Okay, so again, 24. We'll look at my chart. Not seeing it, so I put divided by. And also 54 I don't see either, so I'll divide by, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. So 24, we'd start with 16. Didn't work. Then by 9, delete the 1 decimal. Then 4, okay? So we have a 7 in front. So before I worry about the 2 square roots, I write 7 down. Then I go 4, 6. Now once again, you got to replace the square root of 4 because that's 2. So I will be taking 7 times 2. You're still timesing them. You don't plus till you're at the end here. That's 14 square roots of 6, okay? And then here I've got 54. So I take 54 divided by 49. Nope. 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 Delete 9. Okay, there you go. So again, you got to write the 3 down before you write your square roots. If that number's not there, then you just go to your 2 square roots. But you know what? It is. So 9, 6 in that order. Now again, 9 is 3. Okay, the square root of 9. And then I take 3 times 3. That's simply 9 with the square root of 6. And looky here, what did I get to be the same? I got the square roots to be the same. They both have a 6 in them. Yippee. And that allows me to plus my outside numbers. 14 plus 9 is 23. 23 square roots of 6. Okay, next one. Plus. So you got 8 square roots of 32 and 3 square roots of 50. Okay, 32 is that in the bubble? Nope. Divide. And 50 is not in the bubble, so we'll need to divide there. Okay, so again, 32, start dividing into 32. So 32 divisible by 25, nope. By 16, yes sir. Once again, you got to write the 8 down and then rewrite the square root of 32 as the square root of 16 times the square root of 2. Once again, you don't take 8 times 16. The square root of 16 has an integer equal. It's 4, okay? So I take 8 times 4, which is 32 square root 2. Okay, now let's talk about 50. By 49. Nope. By 36. Negative Ghost Rider. 25, sure. Okay. So, very good. So we need to drop our 3. And then go 25 and 2. So 25 is 5. Okay. So 3 times 5 is 15. Square root of 2. So again, what did I get to be the same? I got the square root of 2 to be the same. So once it's the same, we don't change it. And then I plus 32 and 15. That's 47. 47 square roots of 2. Okay, now the last one, 7 square root 80 plus 4 square root 20. Again, the plus operator. So 7 square root 80 and 4 square root 20. Okay, remember what I'm trying to accomplish, the whole idea of this table is I can't add until the numbers under the square roots are the same. The exact same number. Right now you got an 80 and a 20. That's not going to work. So again, 80 not in the bubble. I know 81's there, but that doesn't count. So divide into 80 by these numbers. Decimal. 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 Boom. Goes the dynamite. Okay. So 7. And the square root of 80 is rewritten as the square root of 16 times the square root of 5. So ditch the square root of 16, and that is replaced with its equal, which is 4. So 4 times 7 is 28 with the square root of 5. Now, how about 20? I don't think 20 was in there either, but at least it's a smaller number. Smaller numbers are better. You don't have to go as far across that. 16 is a no-go. 9. Booyah. So we drop Mr. 4 here before we worry about the numbers. Rewrite that as the square root of 4 times the square root of 5. Once again, you don't take 4 times 4. The square root of 4 is equal to 2. Okay? So 4 times 2 is 8, and I got my square root of 5. Now, what did I accomplish? What did I get to be the same? I got the number under the square root to be the same. So that means I can go ahead and do my plus operation. 28 plus 8 is 36.